This computer. You are about to enter a space of ultimate football knowledge. From four guys with little to no actual football experience, except for armchair quarterbacking. Brace yourself for passion and knowledge like you have never seen. Welcome to the Football is King podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Football is King podcast. NFL edition for this week. It is NFL week 2 that we are going to be talking about. And we have got a good one for you. We got lots of victory. Everybody's team won if you count one of the many teams that Blake has. Everyone's teams were victorious.
My primary was not victorious, to say the least.
Yeah, but then there was also lots of drama and lots of fun things to talk about. So we're just going to get right into it. We are going to start as we do with the prime time games. So if you, at the time of this recording, will think back to a week ago, this is how you get the clicks, everybody. You talk about something that was a week ago.
Especially in today's society.
Yeah, Tua got knocked unconscious in the Bills-Dolphins game. It is now officially, as of the time of this recording, been placed on injured reserve.
Don't you think he should retire?
He's got to retire.
I mean, I think he should retire because he's already going to make generational wealth based off what he's done so far. Also,
he's not going to, though.
He's not going to. My hot take on the scenario is the Damar Hamlin situation.
It's gold.
Was a the Damar Hamlin dying on the field situation was a freak accident that is one in billions and billions and billions of the odds of it happening.
Yeah.
The NFL is gonna have Tua die on the field.
And it could have been avoided.
And like, that's not fair to us that watch the football games. Like, I don't want to have to watch someone die.
Or he's going to end up with TBI or something.
Or whatever. I mean, just like,
he's going to end up
he already
looking
probably
like Muhammad
has
Ali at the end of his life.
Look, I'm not a medical expert. I know this is surprising. But this is not just getting hit. There's something else that
he's got a soft head. This wasn't even a big hit.
No. That's why I don't get, like, he went to MMA training. He learned how to fall. He's got access to the best doctors, and someone he's not seeing very good doctors or something, because there's a different issue here than just getting hit. It's not just his head.
He chose to dive head first this time. He didn't. He learned how to fall doing the MMA training, but he didn't do what you're taught in the MMA training.
He really didn't get hit that hard in the head, though. I didn't think.
That's what I'm saying. He's got a soft head. It's like he's like a baby. He's got a soft spot on his head.
I'm taking my $90 million. I'm walking.
Oh yeah, but he won't.
So I noticed this on Sunday Night Football. I think it was. So I realized that linemen, or maybe it was Monday night, I realized linemen have this extra thing at the front of their helmet. He needs one of those for their back.
He already has it at the back. He wears a special helmet. He didn't get hit in the back of the head this time. He got hit in the front of the head.
That's true, yeah.
He needs to be the one player that's wearing a Guardian cap.
That'd be crazy as a quarterback.
I mean, but yes, it would be, but how is the guy that has now had 4 concussions not the guy wearing a Guardian cap?
All on primetime, too.
I don't know. It's
probably time to hang.
It's pretty irresponsible by him. It's pretty irresponsible by the NFL. And it's definitely irresponsible by the team. Like, Mike McDaniel is supposed to be this coach that's all for the players or whatever.
That's not for the players.
For the players, he's for himself.
Yeah. No, but if I blame anyone more than, like, because his family is going to tell him, do what you think is right. The NFL is going to do what you think is right. The most responsible, besides Tua, if he's that stupid to keep playing is the team, because the team has every right to say, no, we're not going to let you do this to yourself anymore. It's
The
like
owners.
it's like letting a guy with dementia be president, like we tell him, hey, buddy, we're not going to do that to you anymore. That's real messed up. This is what you should do to Tua. Like, you should go, hey, buddy, we're not going to let you kill yourself out here. It is not worth it.
4 minutes
they're
and
gonna let him.
35 seconds. That's all it took, baby. It only took 4 minutes and 35 seconds to get it going. Yeah, no, it was a scary moment again. I'm glad he's fine.
Is he though?
I mean, so I'm glad he, didn't die.
Yeah,
and-
dying.
Oh,
would've been a
AB started saying, Tua's about to start tweeting N-word of the day.
There you go.
problem.
I mean, and it's got to be a bad one because they put him on IR.
That's gonna be Tua.
All right,
there.
that was too far. That was too far, Jonathan. Like my sister hates that movie so much. It's great. We were just talking about that movie the other day when she was asking me what sports movie should she show her children, and I was like, Radio, great movie.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, I ever cried in the theaters at.
Yeah.
Reverse.
That scene when they lock him in the shed, just brutal.
Oh man.
No, yeah, I'm a fan of Tua hanging it up. That's my official opinion.
I think
He's
it's-
got to.
I think someone needs to have like a true heart to heart with them and be like, hey, fuck all these coaches.
It needs to be like another player who had
Yeah.
problems.
Like you've already
It could
made
be Antonio Brown.
I was gonna say
Right.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown should be the voice of reason here.
Ooh, we're in rough territory then. All right, but like the game itself is nothing new. The Bills own the Dolphins. I don't know what the exact stat was that they kept claiming the amount of games that the Bills have won recently compared to the Dolphins, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's 8-1, I think.
Something like that, yeah, sure. And the Bills are a good team because they're not playing with divas anymore. They're playing good team football, and it's crazy how you put Josh Allen in a good team football environment, how he's good.
Dude, he's literally like my definition of a great quarterback. I love Josh Allen.
Well, I mean, he's not having to do everything / worrying about how many throws do I got to throw to Gabe Davis per game? How many throws do I got to throw to Diggs per game? Like now he's like, let me just hand the ball off to James Cook and let him
Right.
run the ball well instead of
He's
we
a
have no
monster.
run game and I have to be it. So it's just like the Chiefs last year. They all of a sudden weren't one person focused and their offense,
Started
it
to
wasn't great, but it was a Super Bowl winning offense. And
Yep.
the Bills could definitely be that team, although I got problems with the Bills defense. So I don't know about that. But we'll find out. They're a good team though.
They are good.
They are gonna win the AFC East for the X amount of many years in a row.
Yep.
All right. Any other takes from a week ago from Thursday?
No, my only thing was Tua's gonna turn into radio or Muhammad Ali, but he's gonna be 30 years old doing it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's got to be a pretty dire situation for me to feel bad for a multimillionaire. And I do
mean,
actually kind of feel bad for him.
They put him on the IR and they literally said they don't have a timeline. It's
Sorry.
minimal
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
weeks.
talk about. Yeah, usually like the protocol is defined and they're trying to rush him back, but now they're like, I don't know.
Well, it's
That
minimal 6 weeks is what they said. That's the least amount of time.
yeah.
T's and P's to Tua. That's it.
But
I just think
Technically though, on the IR, he could come back in 4.
no, I know, but that Miami announced it was gonna be 6 minimal.
Yeah, but they could be lying.
They could be lying, but still.
Or
And then they
2
said
weeks from
6
now,
minimal.
2 weeks from now, they might say, "Oh wait, just kidding. It's not 6 weeks. He's actually progressing really fast, and he's gonna
That's
play."
probably what will happen.
The
We
real
got him
question is,
retrained.
who do they play in 6 weeks? That's the question.
I hope it's the
They
Raiders.
play the Bills again.
Right here. No way.
They play the Bills again.
You can't bring him back against the Bills.
I'm just saying that's why they're saying 6 weeks. It's the Bills. Because in between then, they play the Seahawks, Titans, Patriots, Colts, and Cardinals.
Who's after the Bills?
It's a prime. It's a shame that this man right here won't get his chance to end Tua's career.
Oh, he will.
When?
He goes Bills, Rams, Raiders, Patriots, Packers, Jets, Texans, Niners, Browns, Jets. Like the end of their schedule is a gauntlet. That's why they're going to put him back after 6 weeks.
Listen, Austin, if you don't want to watch a man die on the field, I advise you not watch that Raider game.
I'm actually less concerned about Max Crosby killing him than Christian Wilkins because it's going to be it's coming from the inside. It's that inside pressure that he can't escape.
That's true. But somehow Max is always back there somewhere.
Yeah, but also Max Crosby will be blitzing from his front side, not his blind side.
Oh, that's true. It won't be like a blind side.
Yeah.
Just take that. Just think you can take $90 million and
just walk away out. Go coach high school football.
Or just live off $90 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just go to Hawaii or wherever he's from and hang out.
If a random stranger came up to me today and said, you could either have a traumatic brain injury or $90 million, I personally will always choose $90 million.
So wait, you're telling me that you just have no interest in the traumatic brain injury?
I personally do not.
Man, that's weird.
I know.
Good on those two.
All right, let's fast forward to Sunday Night Football. The Bears played the Texans. Caleb Williams sucks so bad.
Very bad at football.
It's so bad.
We all called it though.
And he still almost kind of won that football game. Well, The Bears almost won that football game.
The O-line is so bad.
Their O-line is so bad. The stat going around.
The Bears defense is good though.
So the real question is Caleb Williams actually that bad? Or is their offensive line the problem? Because if you're a quarterback, I don't care who you are. You could be Joe Montana. If you're getting pressured 36 of your 37 dropbacks, that's a problem. That's bad. That's a bad stat.
Here's my other problem, though, too, is when are NFL GMs gonna – they're not stupid. Like, we know that what Caleb Williams faced in college is nothing like the NFL defense. So when are we going to –
I'll argue that point. Neither was Patrick Mahomes in college.
I think the deeper issues were forcing these dudes to play too quickly.
Yeah, I think the best take is what Tom Brady has said recently of just like we're forcing these guys to play. They don't play long enough in college anymore. Plus now they get rushed right in. So you got these guys that are 21 that are trying to interpret complex defenses that they don't understand. They don't have the game time.
And they all suck. Every single one of them sucks.
And then it's what gets me is then they in 2 years. I mean, we're doing it with Bryce Young. Why are we're expecting these guys to just go in and be Hall of Famers? That's asinine. That is asinine to think that.
But they're also expecting him to do it on the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah.
But the one difference is Caleb Williams did not come in on the worst team in the NFL. In theory, he came in a good situation.
Yeah, he has talent around him. His O-line just sucks.
Which gives even more ammunition to the theory of let him sit for a couple years.
I agree with that. Or my conspiracy theory for this episode, which wait for Jonathan, he has a conspiracy theory later.
I do have a good one.
Is this a situation where the Bears offensive line is not blocking for him because he paints his nails?
Oh, I was going to say
no one's thought of that. I'm just saying, no one has thought of that yet.
I
like where we're going here, Austin.
Solve the right tackle would make you think they're just not blocking for fun. He didn't even move. He didn't even move on one of the
Or second conspiracy theory I just thought of on the fly. Is Caleb Williams in the huddle telling him to let him through like a Ronnie Bass from Remember the Titans, and it's just failing miserably? I think it's one of the two. It's because he's painting his nails, or because he's saying like, "Hey, just don't block him. I got this."
So I saw a stat today. At the beginning of the year, he told his punter, "You won't have to punt much."
Yes.
They have punted on 11 of 14 drives.
Yeah, they're punting a lot.
It's a good thing Torrey Taylor got drafted in the fourth round this year.
They sure are punting.
He is a good punter. They did draft the right punter.
Austin, I like the second conspiracy. I think he's telling them let him through.
Let him through.
This reminds me, because I wanted to say something when you brought up that conspiracy theory, but I didn't because I haven't had too many of these. Boys, I got to apologize for last week. I rewatched our episode. I think I was a little hammered.
I think you were a little hammered.
I said some things last week that I don't think I should have said.
Yeah, I know. I kept trying to stop you.
But when you said paint your nails, I was going to say something. I was like, I haven't had enough of these to do that one.
Maybe they need a gay black quarterback in the NFL.
There we go.
All right. My other thing is the Chicago Bears, historic franchise. Can we stop with the highlighter jerseys and uniforms? They're terrible.
Yeah, it's not a
The
good
all
look.
orange is an awful look.
The NFL has such classic jerseys. Just leave them alone.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with
Seahawks. But even
I'm fine with every once in a while maybe
Raiders,
try
baby.
to change something up. But yeah, the look is
No.
good.
the NFL does the work. When they start changing stuff up, it is going to turn out terrible, like the New York Giants.
I'm fine with one week.
Giants.
I'm fine with one game a year. You want to do one special jersey, you pick your one game a year. Don't pick prime time though. It's illegal to pick prime time. It's got to be a random noon game against the Carolina Panthers that no one's going to watch. And that's where you can do your special jersey. And then maybe if you do a good job with it, people will buy it, give you some extra revenue.
They should at least do something like the Falcons, like red helmet with black jersey. I believe like the Deion Sanders throwbacks are sweet.
Yeah, but
the Bumble Steelers, no.
Color rush should never exist. Anything that's like, we're going to do a jersey from the 1940s. Whoever suggests that, fired immediately.
Yeah,
What's worse, the color rush or the NBA hometown, whatever they call those courts?
Oh, the courts are terrible.
bad.
Hey, the Spurs jerseys are sick with the Fiesta colors, though.
The courts are bad.
Oh yeah,
the
you
courts
can
are
never
bad
go wrong
because
with
there's
Fiesta
nowhere that you can look that is pleasing to the eye.
You can't even see what's going on in the game because you're so focused on this bright teal court.
All
I mean,
right.
just wait. I mean, Chicago did the jerseys this week, but in a couple weeks, Caleb's gonna convince him to do some rainbow stuff. And
Yeah,
I think we all know that the people of Chicago will not allow that.
I don't know. Lori Lightfoot might enjoy it.
Hey,
just
aside on an aside, what is
Is that
worse?
inbred still the mayor?
No,
Oh, actually, it's somebody worse.
it's someone worse.
You can't look worse than Lori Lightfoot.
No,
All
it
right.
doesn't look worse, but
But he's crazy.
he's crazy.
Let's talk about the actual winners of Sunday Night Football, the Houston Texans. They're just a fun team to watch. That's all I've got
Good
to say.
football team.
Yeah, I like CJ Stroud a lot.
They haven't played anyone yet this season. And they
But
didn't look amazing against the Bears. Their defense did because the Bears' offense is putrid, but their offense didn't look incredible or anything.
Yeah,
no, but I still think
slow. It was a slow game to start. And
what's going to hurt the Texans, like it hurts every AFC team, is at some point they're going to have to run into the Kansas City Chiefs, and they won't be able to beat the Chiefs.
I mean, it might not even be the Chiefs. Just the AFC is a gauntlet, right? They might have to play the Bills. There are teams that are 0-2 that I would not want to play in the AFC. Oh, Magic Act just disappeared. That was crazy. There you go again. Put the piece of paper in.
I was checking
Yeah.
the schedules.
All right. I don't have anything else to talk about with the Bears Texans. Let's get on.
Joe Mixon out hurt.
Is he hurt?
Yeah, he messed up his ankle.
Like
I
how
heard
long?
it was just an ankle sprain.
What's
But
the?
he's questionable this week. But does that hurt them because they're also missing
was
their
that the one
other
that was on
running
the
back?
hip drop tackle?
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
just like not calling hip drop tackles, which was a point of emphasis.
Yeah.
They'll
Hey, but
find
we
him. They'll
called
find him.
plenty of we'll call plenty of targeting calls and
Celebrate. Don't be shooting a t-shirt cannon up in the sky.
Hey, we're gonna talk about the t-shirt cannon in just a second. No, usually the NFL point of emphasis, and it's like the first 2 weeks they just hammer it home, and then they stop doing it after that.
The
illegal
The
formation.
illegal formation.
My gosh.
But like, has anyone actually seen a hip drop flag yet? Because I have not, and I've watched a lot of NFL games.
No, I watched Jamar Chase bitch about it for about 20 minutes.
Okay, I still don't know if was that what he was complaining about.
Yes, that's what
Yeah,
he
he
was
was.
complaining about, but I don't think it was a hip drop.
No matter what, it can't be a hip drop tackle because he's not trailing him. They're face to face. The hip drop is only for when you are trailing them.
Dude, that dude lost his mind.
We're going to talk about that as well. Don't jump ahead of me. All right.
Wow.
Falcons, Eagles, Monday Night Football. It was a great game. All right. Let's go through all the drama that was Monday Night Football. I hate that the national media this morning and all the mornings on Get Up and all those shows are saying that it was not a bad play call to throw the ball on third down. It's a terrible play call because if it's incomplete, you give them an extra 40 seconds.
Yeah, the 40 seconds ended up being humongous.
You're not playing against the other team under 2 minutes. You're playing against the clock when you have the lead.
If the Falcons had scored in one play, okay, you can make that argument. But the problem is they scored with, 34 seconds on the clock? If those 40 seconds are off the clock, it's over.
Exactly. It's just, it drives me bananas that everyone was like, well, he would have had the first down if he didn't drop it. Yeah, that's why you don't risk throwing the ball, because sometimes you hire someone to be on your team that used to be a New York Giant who doesn't know how to play clutch because he used to be a New York Giant. That's my hot take of the week. Saquon still got a little bit of Giant in him, dropping the ball in the clutch. And so he drops it, and then you give them 1 minute and 34 seconds. And also their defense was horrific on that last drive. Like
prevent.
Horrific. I don't even know if it was prevent.
Can I make a complaint about ESPN? When did we all get in this love fest with the city of Philadelphia?
Oh, no, everyone should hate the city of
Who
Philadelphia.
cares about
I've never even been to Philadelphia. And
My God, you would think Jason Kelsey was the king of America, Italy, every nation on the earth.
Listen, it's the Italian thing.
I don't get it.
If you lean into the Italians, people love Italians.
They didn't use
I hate Italians.
So, well, you're a Polak.
Who cares about Italians? Why, Jason Kelsey wore that stupid suit up on the stage.
The jumpsuit?
Man saved a dying grandma from the middle of the street.
He did tear someone's ACL, though, which was hilarious.
All he did was wear a dumb suit.
He's not even Italian, is he?
No, probably not.
He's not. I do
He's from
love
Philadelphia. He's Italian.
Philly has leaned into the Italian thing.
Yeah, I do love Jason Kelsey as well. Him in the booth was terrible.
He was terrible.
He was so much worse than Tom Brady was.
When he said he was going to stick around for the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, no. Please. Please.
He kept interrupting people, and he was clearly rooting for the Eagles.
He was mumbled.
It was bad. Jason Kelsey should never be in the booth ever again. It was bad.
I don't think he was trying to be like a color guy or like play-by-play guy or anything, but he was terrible. He was absolutely horrible. It was horrific.
Just give me Greg Olsen. That's all I want. I just want Greg Olsen in the booth.
Yeah, can we do a what do they call those things where you sign a petition just to have Greg Olsen call every game?
They should try ESPN.
I don't need him to have every game, but
trade.
I need him to be the game of the week. Needs to be Greg Olsen.
Jason Kelsey wasn't even good on the booth. Or
No,
on the desk.
he was bad at everything.
He was bad at everything. He was very bad.
Guys, why are you not watching the Manning cast?
I
The
hate
Manning cast is much worse.
I hate Manning.
I don't want to watch Miles Teller and some movie star talk about.
Doing ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers. And Peyton.
Okay, I will say this though.
Oh my god!
If it was just Peyton Manning, it would be the best show on television.
Oh
This is
yeah,
true.
Peyton
Peyton is
Manning,
so entertaining.
Peyton hates bad football, and he will just obliterate people on that show. It's great. But
why
Eli
hasn't the Manning
sucks,
cast?
and the guests are bad.
Why
But it
hasn't the
can't
Manning
get better
cast?
than. Can we get one of these right here?
Yeah, can we get?
Get a timeout?
No, Peyton's just on the field. On that final drive, he's just screaming. He's just one of us. That's why it's entertaining.
Yeah.
He's just one of us
One of
screaming.
these,
"Time out,
Coach.
time out, time out, time out."
Give us a timeout, Coach. Come on, one of these.
I think the Manning cast is doing themselves a disfavor because I bet you if you took a poll, 90% of people would say just let it be Eli. I'll even let Eli be in there. Just Eli and Peyton the whole time and call it good. And
No,
it
get
would
rid of
be.
Eli too. I don't want to see Eli on my screen.
I don't think you need
Please don't
Eli,
invite
but
on there.
I want it to be, let's put it not on ESPN or whatever, so that cable, we don't have issues with the FCC. I want it to be Peyton Manning by
unfiltered.
himself, just whatever his drink of choice is, and he's just hammering them.
Yeah.
And by the end of the game, we just get completely 100% unfiltered Peyton Manning. That's what I want. If we need to
I'm-
stream it on YouTube so that we can get around the FCC parts, because he might drop some GD Donalds as we had when he was back in the day for the Colts. That's what we need.
I like that.
Because this man was watching the Falcons and Eagles, two teams he doesn't care about, on that last drive,
And he's freaking out.
and he's screaming at the television, "Time out, time out, time out." I mean, he would just be great on his own. That's all we need.
Okay,
He just
there's
loves-
only
he
one
just- he
problem.
just loves
He
football.
loves ball. He loves
There's
ball.
one problem with what you said because he is one of us. What if he's too much like one of us? If you put one of us hammered as shit,
All right, maybe he doesn't have to be hammered. That's fine. He's pretty good sober.
no, I mean he's one of the most entertaining human beings in sports. That's for
And
sure.
we can bring in like a guest.
Him and Marshawn Lynch
we can
together.
bring it. We can. So what we do is we stream it on YouTube.
Yep.
We bring in guests during the commercial breaks and
That's-
halftime.
Fine. Yeah. Perfect.
That's it. That's all we need. Throw a couple nationwide commercials in there so Peyton gets some extra cash.
That's true.
Omaha Productions.
just
Are
run-
you listening?
Omaha.
Or just run the SNL skit where he dome rocks that kid with the Nerf ball.
All right. Back to actual football things. Does Philadelphia have the stupidest coaching staff in the NFL
Yeah, it's
between
not-
Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore and
Big
Vic
Dom.
Fangio?
It's not great. Big Dom is a saint. Right?
Oh, dude's a dummy. He's just Italian. I don't get it.
He's a big Italian though.
And he wears a gold chain. That's the only thing he does.
In a pinky ring.
You gotta wear the gold chain. You have to have the gold chain.
I mean, even Kirk Cousins wears a gold chain, Blake. That's just
I'm done
NFL
with
culture.
Philadelphia altogether because it's turned into a sideshow. It's no
You gotta
longer
have
about
the
football.
gold chain.
It's a
They're
complete
cool.
It's Kelsey is more Philadelphia. Dude's from Cincinnati, Ohio, and he is more Philadelphia than anything we've ever known. He was 90% of the broadcast last night, and then Big Dom. We don't care about
Yeah.
anything.
So let's actually talk about the football that is happening in Philadelphia.
That sucks too.
I was
mean-
gonna say it's not great. That's why we have to
When-
watch a bunch of fake Italians.
I'm just saying, when are people going to start to jump on Jalen Hurts
He
from the worldwide leader?
played
They love
pretty
him.
well. I thought
He
he played.
played well.
Right.
He played all right.
He lost.
They love Jalen Hurts.
That
You did-
interception at the end of the game is horrific.
You did send I think Austin, it was either Austin or Shane, I think. But someone sent a text that said Jalen should just run every play.
No, I just said the Eagles should run every play.
They could have run every. They probably
They could run on every play.
Run every play.
But like, okay, so that last drive, the Falcons actually scored with a lot of time left.
Yeah.
And the Eagles still had a timeout.
Yeah.
They had plenty of time to get all they needed to do was get Elliott in field goal range. And the Eagles have an amazing kicker. Jake Elliott is a great kicker. He can bomb it from deep. They're only down 1 point. And Jalen throws a horrific interception for no reason.
He was definitely pressing there. He got hit pretty good, but he just threw that sucker up.
He's gonna lead the league in turnovers again. He led the league in turnovers last year.
And even worse, he threw it to Jesse Bates side of the field. The dude's a beast.
Yeah, you just can't throw it towards Jesse Bates. Like, that's my issue, is that Jalen Hurts, he gets all this credit. It's like the freaking Heisman voting we talked on the episode yesterday. He gets all this credit because his team is good and he's the quarterback of that team. But you look at his numbers and they're not good.
What did he throw for yesterday?
He threw for 183 yards for a touchdown and a pick.
Yeah, not great.
And then
I also agree with the fact they could have ran the ball 100 times and they would have won the game by 50.
Yep. He turns the ball over like crazy, and it's not only just picks. He also fumbles a lot. He's got issues. Him and Josh Allen compete to see who can turn the ball over. And right now, Jalen Hurts is winning in a landslide because Josh Allen's playing great football.
Philly definitely gave that one up yesterday.
Philly gave it up. Their defense, if they don't, the Eagles and Cowboys defense is the same. If they don't get pressure with their 4 down linemen, their defense is trash. Their secondary sucks. Their linebackers suck. It's all about their front 4.
Agreed.
I don't care about CJGJ as he got embarrassed.
And that was a nice hit on the.
He had one good hit.
But
on that fourth down, and then he definitely took his helmet off, and it should have been a penalty. Definitely took his own helmet off. But he also got burned for that one touchdown.
Yeah.
He got burned for 2 touchdowns.
The first one was pretty bad.
And then the game-winning touchdown, I love Darius Slay. Why are we guessing at the end? I don't get it.
Our friend Orlovsky had an explanation.
No, Dan Orlovsky can shut up because no, everything he said has to be wrong. Your defensive strategy at the end of the game near the goal line cannot be my corner is going to take a 50-50 guess on which way it's going. There's no way that the Eagles' defensive strategy is guess. There's no way.
I don't think that way. I think he just did it and was wrong.
Correct. But that's what Dan Orlovsky said on ESPN today. Or yesterday or whatever day it was just like, this is what you do down here. The defensive backs just guess. And I'm like, there's no way that's the plan. That's a terrible plan.
I heard say that it was the offensive coordinator. It was a smart play because I guess in that formation, usually that guy's going to go inside. And then
are they really though? Because a lot of times they go to the back. The Bengals did the same route against the Chiefs. They ran him up and then out, and it worked.
Well, when he said it, I thought, well, the out seems to make more sense because it was the outside guy. You're cutting into 2 people. But he said that for some reason in that formation, and Darius Butler said the same thing. For some reason, that's a common thing that guy goes inside.
I don't like it. I still don't like it. I'm
sure there's some scheme for that. I don't know what it is.
All right, last thing. Are the Falcons a sneaky Super Bowl team?
I think you have to count them in.
They got a defense. I mean, Kirk Cousins will screw up in the playoffs.
That's the wild card.
It'll be 3rd and 11, and he'll throw the ball 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Still didn't look great last night until the last drive.
Man, but they made it look real easy on that last drive.
Yeah, that was bizarre. That was bizarre defense.
All right, let's go to Sunday. We'll talk about the nooners first. There's only one place to start in those noon games, and that's the New Orleans Saints. Absolutely demolished the Cowboys. It was just bad from start to finish.
I think we should just let Shane go.
Yeah, all right, Shane.
Dude, about 4 years ago, or whenever it was, I publicly called on Miss Benson to fire Mickey Loomis and Dennis Allen. Boy, am I glad that she didn't listen to me, because I don't know this is my theory. Michael Thomas got cut. Was it the curse of Michael Thomas? Was he the problem? Ever since Drew Brees retired and wasn't there to keep him in check, we have been abysmal. We were abysmal really the last 2 years of Drew Brees' career too. He was just good enough to overcome some of it. But this team right here might need to be researched as the greatest turnaround in football history. The defense is always good for the Saints, but their defense might be the most all-around best defense in the league. I think they probably are.
Whoa, let's relax. Let's relax. The Cowboys walked down the field on every drive.
They flip. Hey, but what matters is you stop them when you stop them. If you're gonna trade field goals for touchdowns, I'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, but you can't say they're the best defense in the league.
Oh, they're flying around to the ball. They're hitting people. They are men amongst boys right now. And freaking Carr might be the greatest quarterback since Dan Marino. I mean, this guy is absolutely unreal at football. Alvin Kamara might be. I mean, go ahead and just start building his. Just go ahead and start building his bust now for Canton. I mean, the dude is unreal. This team, don't look now, but whatever you got to bet for them to win the Super Bowl, put your mortgage on it. Put everything you got on the Saints to win the Super Bowl at home, because if they're playing in the Super Bowl in New Orleans, it's over, baby. It's over.
That would be crazy if that happened, because that had never happened before until what?
As of the time of this recording, plus 3,000 to win the Super Bowl.
Put everything you got on it.
The Jets have better odds, significantly better odds than the Saints.
So do the Cowboys.
So do the Cowboys.
Look, it's going to be a cakewalk into the playoffs. So we're good there. I looked at the schedule. Them boys in Miami popping champagne every year better start trembling. The only game we got to worry about is the Chiefs in 2 weeks.
I mean, y'all play the Eagles this week.
He's also
Eagles.
Derek Carr's only been sacked twice all year too.
Dude, Jalen Hurts might Tua this weekend with our defense. It is this team. I mean, that was don't let me. I know it's week 2. This is a huge overreaction. I totally understand this, but this team is electric, man. That was. I've never had
your defense gave up 350 yards. You're acting like they are the 85 Bears.
The game was up. To be fair,
no. The Cowboys drove the ball every drive in the first half.
But that's because after halfway through the first quarter, we were trying out new schemes to see what was going to work in the future games, because the game was over. I mean, it was done.
It was the second quarter, because it was that. Didn't Dak throw a pick 6? It was 28-13.
It was not a pick 6, but Dak did throw a pick on a slip.
And then
it was over.
35-13, and I said, "Oh, it's over."
And then it was but I mean, that game was in the Cowboys scored on their first 3 possessions, and you're acting like you're the 85 Bears.
Yeah, better.
What's crazy though is, all right, this is actually crazy. I'm looking at stats right now. Derek Carr only has 39 completions,
for a
But
lot of
he's
yards.
Only 39.
but he has 443 yards, which puts him 13th most yards in the NFL. Everyone else has like 60 completions.
Look, guys.
Yeah, Shane's talking about the wrong aspect of the Saints. The reason
offense
why the
is
Saints are
a
good is they
weapon.
have the best offensive line in football.
Oh, the
He's
whole
only been sacked
offense as a
twice.
whole is
It's
great.
great.
Here's my
He's
thing.
averaging 11.4 yards a throw.
Yeah, they're dominating the line of scrimmage, so they're developing the run game, and then
Yeah.
Derek Carr just has to throw a good play action pass to the most fun name in all of sports, and Rashid Shaheed.
He's also leading. Him and Baker are tied for the most thrown touchdowns in the NFL.
That 70-yard bomb to Rashid Shaheed was a perfect throw.
Look,
Guys, there was 2 punts in that game, and they both happened in the fourth quarter.
if we're being
Derek
honest,
Carr did throw a pick.
Highest QBR.
if you look into it, I don't even think that the Saints have been in the red zone in the past, which they played Carolina. But I don't even know if they've been in the red zone but 3 or 4 times in 2 games. Because all their touchdowns are just.
I think that is unequivocally false.
I mean, it might be more than 3 or 4, but
I'm pretty sure they were in the red zone like 4 times against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think they were in the red zone at all against the Carolina
Panthers. I got your point, but
I get your point. They did score a couple long touchdowns, but a lot of them is just like sustained drives, and they scored from the 1-yard line. Derek Carr had a QB sneak touchdown this weekend.
Yeah,
crazy.
He's quicker than Lamar Jackson.
Nope, QB sneak touchdown, not a rushing touchdown.
Their offense is playing perfect complementary football because the run game is just murdering people. So then, like you said, Austin, Derek Carr, he don't have to do nothing. The defense is so scared of the run game that they literally leave someone open every time.
I mean that's the Cowboys. I don't know how many years in a row has it been the Cowboys' problem of they can't. I mean, you knew exactly what the Saints were going to do. They were going to run zone to the left. Anytime they needed a play, zone to the left, and it worked every time because the Cowboys are soft. That's what I got out of the game. I don't actually know if the Saints are contenders because all I learned is that the Cowboys are soft. And if the Saints play a team that's not soft, I don't know because the Panthers are softer than soft. They are the softest of the softs.
This is some despicable talk, Austin. They are not pretenders. They are.
I did not say that they were pretenders. I said I did not learn if they were contenders yet.
Austin is not liking this world where Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and Gardner Minshew are leading the league and everything.
Okay, let's calm down. It true? Let's calm down on Gardner Minshew is leading the league in everything.
He's leading the league in completions, completion percentage. He's leading the league, and he's third in.
He's not leading the league in checkbook. I can tell you that.
Well,
he's leading the league in checkbook, which is fine by me because
he's also not leading the league in efficient offense.
I mean, he's tied for second for most yards. He's averaged out for. I mean, he's there with everyone else.
John, you don't want to do the stats thing. You don't want to do the stats thing.
You don't want to do the. I promise you don't want to do the stat thing. Usually, you watch the playlist.
No, I'm not talking about my quarterback. I'm talking about stating stats accurately. Gardner Minshew has attempted 71 passes. Of course, he's going to be leading the league in freaking yards. That's a ton of passes. That's 35 passes a game.
It's the Dak Prescott thing.
Hey, actually, 30 for 38 played pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not saying he didn't play good against the Ravens. I'm saying week 1 he didn't play that great.
I mean, he had.
Look, can we put a wrap on the Saints real fast before you guys get into your little shindig? Was Michael Thomas the curse? That's what I want to know. Was he the curse?
He wasn't curse. He was so clearly locker room cancer.
Yeah, he was a cancer.
I mean, it was very obvious all the time that he was the worst teammate you could ever have in a locker room. Everyone hated him.
And
Even
hey,
the fans hated him. He was just a bad dude.
freaking I called for Dennis Allen's job last year and the year before that, but the true hero of this team can't be anyone but old Clint Kubiak. I mean, that dude, he's gonna get a head coaching job off.
I'll say if they
team.
keep this up, he'll be the next Ben Johnson. So Ben Johnson,
yeah, he's gonna get a head coaching job. Which that brings me to my other point. Can we fire Dennis Allen and make Clint Kubiak the head coach? But I don't want him to have any of the head coaching duties. Why does the head coach need to worry about travel and this and that? Just let him coach the team, and we'll just get a guy that's what do you call it? Like a manager of affairs, business affairs, man.
GM?
I don't think the coach is like scheduling the travel.
Yeah, they do all that. They're in charge of all that.
They may be like, I want to be there at this time.
Yeah, they don't book the flight.
Well, no, they don't. But I don't want my head
Tomlin,
coach worrying about what time they get there.
I don't think Mike Tomlin's on Marriott.com. Like, let me get 4 nights.
It's like shit. They only have queen beds.
Yeah.
All right, we're bunking up, boys.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to be that guy that derails the conversation, but I do want to just hit a couple points here. If we're going off QBR, Gardner Minshew is currently ranked 21st. Behind.
Hey, I thought we wanted QBR.
Okay, that's fine.
Podcast.
But I just want to say behind Patrick Mahomes.
I thought we wanted QB.
Which Mahomes isn't great either. He's only 19.
Yeah, Mahomes is 19th.
I know. If we're going off just quarterback, like we're just going back based off of rating, 12th. Like I'm Gardner Minshew had a great start. Well, sorry, had a good start, not a great start. I would say Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, currently playing the 3 best quarterbacks in the league.
Right. I'm not saying he's in the top 5 best quarterbacks. I'm saying he's playing very good.
You said it earlier. You said specifically.
No,
you said
I'm
3.
saying,
specifically, you said 3 names were being the best quarterbacks in the league.
No,
you said Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, and Gardner Minshew were leading the league.
That's not what I said.
That is what you said.
We can roll it back. We got this fucking film, brother.
That's fine. You said that.
You did say. You said.
No.
Those 3 quarterbacks.
No, yeah. I didn't say the 3 best. I said Austin can't face the world where Derek Carr, Baker Mayfield, and Gardner Minshew are leading the league in completions and different stats.
Oh, I mean, I don't care about completions. Some teams throw the ball 80 times a game. I don't care how many completions you have if you throw the ball 80 times per game.
By the way, to bring up the rating, Gardner Minshew's 12th. Patrick Mahomes is 15th.
I'm not saying that
my quarterback is atrocious.
I'm not saying my quarterback is better than you. I'm saying your stats of the way that you phrased that made it sound like your quarterback was the 3rd best quarterback in the league. No, and that is unequivocally false.
I did not say it that way. I said you don't like the world where these guys are leading it right now.
I love Jonathan, that. John, wait, hold on. Can I respond to that point? I love that because guess who my quarterback, who is the most clutch quarterback in the recent NFL history, if that means that the Lamar Jacksons, Josh Allens, Joe Burrows of the world are not going to be in it, and in January I have to compete with Gardner Minshew, sign me up. Sign me up, please.
That's fine. Both of our O-lines suck. It will just be a defensive game.
Jonathan.
I will take I have watched Patrick Mahomes compete in a Super Bowl with a horrific offensive line, and he played great. So I will take that.
I understand, but I saw more Taylor Swift than Travis Kelce this weekend.
Who cares?
That's another complaint I have about the broadcasting.
Who cares if Travis Kelce does well? Rashee Rice is a beast. Isaiah Pacheco is a beast.
Pacheco is good, but why you're not running the ball?
We are running the ball.
He broke his fibula, didn't he?
Look
He's out now.
Yeah, but look how many carries that the Chiefs had. I mean, the Chiefs ran the ball more than they threw the ball.
They stopped running the ball. They ran it 32 times.
He broke his fibula.
True.
Can I also?
We ran the ball 32 times and we threw it 25 times. We're running the ball more than we throw it. We're a running team.
That's true.
Maybe not anymore.
I said that in the text.
I agree with you. You were acting like we were arguing on that point. I want to be a running team. I've begged Andy Reid to run the ball for years. Pacheco was averaging 5 yards a carry.
Look, Jonathan, I'm overreacting to the Saints, but I feel like we're starting to get in the disrespectful to football conversation where we're overreacting about Gardner Minshew of all people.
You find me another game where Lamar Jackson was held to, I'm sorry,
that has nothing to do with
45 yards.
Has nothing to do with Gardner Minshew. Your defense is great.
Our defense is great.
Your defense is great.
At least I know my offense is not great. We have Devontae Adams, Brock Bowers. We finally figured out, like, hey, let's throw to the big white guy that runs through people 70% of the time. And then guess what? Devontae Adams is still the best receiver in the league. Just throw it up. Give him a chance at the ball.
I don't think he's the best receiver in the league, but he's very, very good.
He's very, very good. But the difference is, Shane, is I'm saying my offense is figuring it out. We're figuring it out. We can't run. We had 45 rushing yards.
Yeah, your run game.
27.
Your run game is atrocious.
Our offensive line's trash.
That is a recipe for disaster with Gardner Minshew.
Our offensive line's trash. We have allowed 4 sacks. But we also
That's not bad. In 2 games, 4 sacks is not that bad.
I know, but we also have a unbelievable defense, which is not true for the Saints. The Saints don't have an unbelievable defense.
They have a good defense, but your defense is better. Your defense is better. Now, I will say this. If the Raiders if their Raiders pass rush with 4 guys isn't good, your secondary isn't ideal.
Our secondary is not the best. Our best part is
your 4 pass rushers.
This man right here.
Your 4 pass rushers are great.
This man right here. That man single-handedly looked Lamar Jackson in the eye and said, "You a bitch. You can't do shit. We're fucking you up."
It's literally possible that the Ravens start 0-5. Have you seen the beginning of their schedule? It's brutal.
The play call is atrocious. He's such a bad coach.
John Harbaugh is a bad. We talked about this last week, and I don't get why no one criticizes him. I get he's a Harbaugh, but that doesn't mean that he's.
We don't get the Raiders till the second to last game of the year.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody.
Alvin Kamara will be injured by the second to last game.
Yeah.
Hey, the Ravens have the Cowboys coming up, so I wouldn't say 0-5 too quickly.
I'm saying it is possible because the Ravens defense is really bad.
Yeah, take the over in that game.
Yeah, it's real bad. And the Cowboys defense can't stop the run. So this game is going to be a shootout.
Micah Parsons is just going to pin his head down and run straight ahead, and Lamar Jackson's
going to run right. I was going to say, if I'm Lamar, all I'm going to do every single pass play, so I'm going to let Micah run past me, and then I'm going to run right.
Exactly.
You know, that's the concerning thing with like the Cowboys is like, you know what run play they're going to call, and how do you not stop it? Like how do you? We ran the same play over and over and over again, and just right through them.
And they lost both their D tackles. The Cowboys lost both D tackles, and that's definitely been an issue. But back to the Ravens, like if they somehow do lose to the Cowboys, which it is in Dallas, and historically over the past few years, Dallas has been very good at home.
They're good at home.
No matter what, whoever loses this game, by the way, is on like crisis alert because either the Ravens are 0-3 or the Cowboys are 1-2. But if let's say the Ravens do lose to the Cowboys and they're 0-3, then they play the Bills and the Bengals in back-to-back weeks. So like it is definitely hypothetical that the Ravens could start at 0-5, which would bring me unbridled joy. I would be thrilled. I know Jonathan and I agree on this. And it would just
I hope they lose every fucking game.
No, they're gonna beat the Commanders. Like
if you're 0-5,
they got one win on the schedule.
Your season's over.
I mean, yeah, if you're 0-5, it's rough.
I think didn't the Bengals go 0-3 or 0-4 and then ended up making the
Bengals have started 0-3 the past 3 years.
No, they have not started 0-3, but they've started 0-2 4 out of the past 5 years.
Yeah, rough.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's just 2 weeks, right? Your season's not over. If you've got a really nice stretch after you start 0-2, then it's fine.
See,
but
here's the thing:
the Ravens don't have that. They've started 0-2, and every team they're playing for the next 3 weeks is a playoff team. So they've got a tough stretch.
I'm excited for the Raiders schedule because we play Carolina, the Browns, and Denver the next 3 weeks.
The Browns-Raiders game might be the ugly, and the Raiders-Broncos game. Those might be the 2 ugliest football games.
Those are the ugly football games.
Ugly football games. All right, we got to speed it up because we're an hour in and we've barely made it through the noon slate. But I like the promise of the Raiders. They are improving.
That's all I ask.
You little heresy at the beginning with the Gardner Minshew. All right, Bucks Lions.
Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Dan Campbell really upset me. He really upset me this weekend. He let A&M down.
He lost his way.
He lost the way. The Lions finding a way to lose this game when they doubled the Bucks in every statistic is just real bad.
I feel like he had to try to do that.
He did. And the Bucks made the same mistakes that the Eagles did, and they threw it on 3rd down, and it was incomplete and gave the Lions more time.
I didn't watch this one, but I saw that the Lions dominated in every statistical category except for the score.
They kicked field goals in the red zone. That's the difference. And then I think Goff did throw either 1 or 2 pretty bad picks. I can't remember. But and then if you haven't watched it, go to NFL on YouTube. Watch the highlights of the Lions' last drive. It is the most pitiful thing you've ever seen. Trying to get into scoring range, and they just throw the ball for 2 yards in the middle of the field with no timeouts 6 times in a row. It was the Lions' last drive was Cowboys in the playoff-esque bad. It was bad. This is a bad day for Dan Campbell. It was really bad coaching all around.
Took ownership of it.
He did take ownership of it. They lost a game in which Aiden Hutchinson had 5 sacks, and they lost.
Yeah, that's actually kind of.
I thought Aiden Hutchinson was going to break the sack record in this game. He dominated. Baker was running for his life.
That dude's a beast, though.
But he gets it done. Got it done.
Baker just wins football games.
Sometimes. He loses a lot of football games.
Yeah, but right now he's winning football.
Right now he is winning football games. All right, let's also talk about staying in the NFC North. Niners and Vikings. I've got to say, this one was on me. Right hand up. I will put my hand up. The trends all told us that the Niners cannot play in Minnesota. They had lost their last 7. And I didn't believe them. And I was like, the Niners can win. And I was wrong.
Against a quarterback.
Against Sam Darnold, I was like, this is going to be easy. Right hand up. I was wrong.
They just
crushed all of my parlays. This game obliterated all of my parlays.
It's bad. It's very ugly.
It was.
It's not a fun game. I need some overs, dude. These scores are atrocious.
The offenses were a little better this week.
They were a little better. You just got to pick your right overs.
Dude, they couldn't run the ball either. They ran for 100 yards.
Yeah. So my question is, are the 49ers, are they a wounded animal with all their injuries? Or are they just dead? Are they
It
dead?
hurts to have everyone hurt.
But are they just dead or are they wounded? I don't know.
I
They're
just watched
wounded.
a video of Kelsey tearing that dude's ACL.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Let me find this.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's great. It's a large Philadelphia fan and one ACL that just obliterates on contact.
I hope he's
I
paying
do
for it.
think the 49ers, like they know they can just survive just get to the playoffs. And you're
I
gonna
think that's what
Yeah,
think
but I
that-
feel like every year they're injured going into the playoffs is the problem.
that's why I think they put Christian McCaffrey on the IR.
Yeah.
Debo's now on the IR.
I don't know if did they put him on IR?
I don't know.
if everyone gets hurt at the beginning of the year, then they'll be
Maybe
good by
they-
the
Yeah.
Let us
Debo is out this week, I know for sure.
I feel like they're just like survive and we'll be fine. We have enough talent.
Yeah, this week the Niners Rams game is the injury bowl. Who knows what the heck is going to happen between those two teams?
That's the under.
Or the over. I don't know how it's going to go, but probably the under is the smart bet there. All right, here's my overreaction from this game though. Let me know. Is it an overreaction? Is it too hot? Is it not hot enough? Is it just right? The Vikings will not make the playoffs.
Oh, that's just right, I think.
Kevin O'Connell, great coach. They're going to the playoffs.
Kevin O'Connell is a great coach. I don't think they're going to, especially, I mean, this week they have no Hawkinson, no Jefferson, no Addison. Who is going to be their offense?
They still might win. In fact, I'm going to pick them to win.
I think Sam Darnold is probably.
You think they're going to beat the
like
Texans?
I think they're going to beat the Texans.
All right, there you go. That's a bold take.
That's a hot take.
That's a bold take. Hey, you know what? Fortune favors the bold.
See me next.
Actually, I bet you get a great number for.
It's only 2.5.
No, but for them money line, you said you want them to win.
Oh, it's probably 140, 130.
I bet you get a good number. Oh, only plus 120 on the money line? That doesn't make any sense.
I think they're still. I think.
What does Vegas know that we don't know about the Minnesota Vikings?
Kevin O'Connell.
But only a plus 120 doesn't make the panties tingle, that's for sure.
You know what else doesn't make the panties tingle? The Colts playing the Packers.
Yeah, who cares?
The Packers for the next 3 weeks are going to be a team from the 1950s. They are just going to run the ball.
LaFleur's great.
And then they're going to throw the ball 10 times.
LaFleur, he can make a game plan, that's for sure.
He can. I got out of this game. Both these quarterbacks suck.
Who cares?
Anthony Richardson is bad. He's going to have some plays that are fun to watch on Twitter or YouTube.
Yeah.
But he's not a good quarterback.
He might survive on that throw from week 1 for the next 10 years.
He might. And
the only thing Anthony Richardson is good for is clips.
he might be Jamarcus Russell 2.0.
I think
throw
he's
the ball
better than
really
Jamarcus
far.
Russell. Is he dead?
High school coach. Yeah, I think he just got arrested.
No, he got fired for stealing a bunch of money and got arrested.
There are 3 things that you can do as a teacher or coach that will get you guaranteed to be fired. Number 1, hit kids. Number 2, steal money. Number 3, touch kids. Those are him. It's that simple. You don't do those 3 things, you probably don't get fired. Public school.
Like the first day of orientation as a
Pretty
new
much.
teacher. Like, don't
Hey,
touch
y'all,
them.
don't
hit
hit
them.
kids with hands or pee-pee.
Sad that we have to clarify that these days.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably needed to clarify that back in the old days as well.
Yeah.
I just don't think kids are built the same anymore because that was definitely a fantasy of mine. I wouldn't have told on the teacher.
Me neither.
All right, let's talk Jets versus Titans. Both these teams
So
Can we
suck.
stop watching Will Levis?
Rodgers.
No, Will Levis is pure entertainment. Aaron Rodgers is boring. I'm done with Aaron Rodgers.
Me too.
And what's his name? The coach of the Titans, pure entertainment too.
Oh yeah, Will Callahan.
That was the appropriate reaction to that situation, though.
That is, especially because he did it the week before. Doing it 2 weeks in a row is bold. So yeah, Will Levis is just Carson Wentz reincarnate. And
he's worse though. He's worse.
He's a little bit worse. And
the hand on the head is a bad look.
Yeah, the surrender cobra in the middle of a play is a bad look.
He's just never been the same since his girlfriend left him after he dropped in the draft.
Yeah, I did like. I heard someone joke around that they should just. Oh, I think it was on Pardon My Take. That was just like take the mayonnaise away from him every time that he makes a bad play. Just no mayonnaise. That's good.
Also, mayonnaise is disgusting.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't really think the Jets. Everyone talks about their defense being good. It's bad. All I know is that they showed the highlights because I didn't watch all of this game, but I watched a good chunk of it. In that like fourth quarter of Sauce Gardner going against DeAndre Hopkins, and they were showing how he locked him down. Sauce Gardner holds PIs every play, and they just don't call it because his name is Sauce. That's all I got. The NFL refs look at him and say, he looks cool. We're not going to throw penalty flags because on one play, he just grabs Hopkins by the face mask and holds on to it for a second. And we're just like, all right, we're not going to call a penalty there. The next play that they showed, he fell down and grabbed Hopkins around the waist and tackled him while the ball was in the air. We're like, we're not going to call a penalty there. Like, Sauce Gardner gets away with murder.
Maybe Shador or Shiloh needs to go to Sauce Gardner camp.
I'm just starting to think that Sauce Gardner's actually not that good. But because he's allowed to just commit penalties on every play, he looks good. That's my other conspiracy.
Also, I think the Jets are bad.
I think the Jets are very bad.
I think Sauce is a bad coach.
Robert Saleh is a terrible coach. He's not even a good defensive coach. Like, their defense sucks.
He's had excuses, so they keep him around. Now he has no excuses. They're bad.
Yeah, he got to be a good coach because everyone thinks he's a good defensive coach because he coached for the 49ers when they had multiple Hall of Famers on their defense and they dominated.
He's not going to survive this year.
Probably not. You know what?
Aaron Rodgers will be the head coach next year.
It's possible. You know who else sucks? The Giants and the Commanders. Not even worth talking about.
Yeah. Field goal.
Yeah, field goals.
Quarterback, no touchdown pass.
I will say that is a very fun fact that for the first time ever, a team that scored 3 touchdowns lost to a team that scored 0 touchdowns. That's unique. That's fun.
That is unique.
But, I mean, when your kicker gets hurt and you can't make extra points or 2-point conversions, like the Giants should have won that game if they had a kicker. They would have won.
The Commanders certainly had a kicker.
Yep, that's true. 7 field goals, 1 game. You know who else sucks? The Chargers and the Panthers.
Yep.
Fantastic. We already talked a little bit about the Hardballs.
Nope. Wait. I have a conspiracy.
All right. This was the conspiracy. Here we go.
They pulled Bryce Young. They benched him so he doesn't get killed by Max. This man right here. Everything's backwards when you do this.
I don't know if that's a conspiracy.
They pull him. They put Andy Dalton.
That actually might just be good coaching.
Yeah.
Put Andy Dalton in. Let Andy Dalton retire just because he's going to get killed and put in an old person's home. And then they'll bring back Bryce the next game. They'll just be like, "Oh, we got to play him now," and then he'll get killed later on.
If the Panthers were smart, sorry, not smart. If the Panthers just wanted to protect the health of their players and be good people, they should just take a knee on every play on Sunday.
Every offensive play,
just offensive play, take a knee. Because their offensive line is so bad. I don't care who you put back there.
Yeah, you're done.
Or just move all
It's gonna
your
be bad.
scout team. Just put all your scout team out there and let them just get pummeled. And it looks like you're running plays, but really you're just protecting your franchise guy and you're tanking for draft picks.
Hey, also to sit there and say we're making the change because the season is slipping away after 2 weeks, that is a wild, wild statement.
Yeah, your season never had a grip in the first place, so there was no way it was going to slip away.
He's saying that for his job, but like, yeah, they're bad.
This is a thing that Canales definitely didn't choose, and Tepper told him we're benching Bryce Young. I'm going to draft somebody new because they have their first round pick this year.
Yeah,
I was just looking that up.
They have their first round pick, and they're going to draft a new quarterback. They have already decided.
They have their first rounder. They have the Rams second rounder. They're on third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah, they're gonna blow it up and start again, and it just blows my mind. Charlotte would be well, I'm just saying Charlotte's a great place to live, and David Tepper is the second richest owner in all of the NFL, and their team is bad. Their team should be great. The Panthers should be a wagon. Players would love to live there, and Tepper can afford to pay them huge contracts. And he just chooses not to.
I think he's a bad dude.
What trade did you guys do with Carolina that they have 2 of your 7th round picks this year?
Who are you talking to?
You, the Chiefs. Me? Yeah, they have 2 of the 7th round picks for the Chiefs.
I mean, we traded up for picks, and Carolina was probably first in that round, so we probably traded them.
All right.
I don't know. Brett Veach loves to trade up in the draft. Sometimes it works.
Where we're at now, Chiefs?
No, we're not at the Chiefs. We're getting there though, because that's going to take a long time too. The Browns versus the Jaguars, not worth talking about. Ugly game. Seahawks versus the Patriots.
Ugly.
You know what? I will say Patriots are better than I thought they were going to be. Give them a little bit of credit for that.
That's about it.
All right, let's get to the 3 p.m. games. Before we actually talk about the specificity of the games, it is so dumb to have 10 noon games and 3 p.m. games.
Yeah, they gotta fix that. They
gotta fix it.
What, 7 and 5?
And they do. I feel like they do it on purpose. Where of those 3 o'clock games, 2 of those games freaking suck.
It's always the AFC West.
That is true. But like the Rams-Cardinal game was not one that anyone wanted to pay attention to.
Marvin Harrison Jr. finally showed up.
And the Steelers and Broncos game, I mean, they could put that game in prison and the Supreme Court would rule that as a violation of their constitutional rights of cruel, unusual punishment.
It's a solid argument.
I mean, that game was ugly.
Red zone is so awful when you have that situation too. They gotta fix that.
Yeah, so that was bad. But we did have a banger during the 3:25 game slot, and that's just what they do. They put one game that's good, and that's the one that's on national TV, and the other games suck, so that everyone tunes in to the national TV game to boost the ratings. And it was Chiefs-Bengals, and it was good. It was a good one. It was a good game.
Joe Burrow and Pat are going to fight one day.
Joe Burrow needs to shave his head of that stupid haircut.
That's what I was going to say.
You can't be 0-2 and have that haircut. It's the same thing we talked about last season with Quinn Ewers. You can't have that record in a mullet. It's just that's how it goes. You can't have that record in the frosted tips look.
If he started a trend, there's a bunch of kids walking around with Slim Shady looks going on.
Yeah, if he was 2-0, Slim Shady it up. But at 0-2, you got to go back to normal, Joe. Sorry.
Also,
I don't think that's how that works. I don't know if he can get that
Joe, nothing he does is going to ever beat the Chiefs. He just can't do it.
I mean, he has a winning record against the Chiefs, so I would say.
Yeah, he does. He's also one of 3 quarterbacks that have beat Patrick Mahomes more than 3 times.
It seems like every time I watch him
Small sample size, but
play,
yeah. Mahomes hasn't been in the league for forever, but
No, I know, but he's one of three, and
I would
one is
say
retired.
the only way that you would really have sorry, normally that record would be higher because of teams that you play in your division, but the AFC West has been so bad that hasn't
Yeah.
existed.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of those stats that's misskewed because the Chargers have sucked for a while.
The Raiders haven't been good. Well,
The Raiders have been less than ideal for a while,
Yeah.
and the Broncos have sucked for an eternity. And
we
that's
did
great.
give you all your loss last year, so
Yeah, but just one. So
Just
and you've
one.
probably changed your quarterback so many times since Patrick has been in the league.
This is true. We have had like 5 quarterbacks since.
Yeah. The Bengals are a decent team. Something about the Bengals defense, Mahomes doesn't get it. Lou Anarumo has Mahomes' number because every time Patrick plays against them, he looks so bad.
Why do they start so slow every year?
The Bengals?
Yeah.
It's obvious. Their offseason program is terrible.
They don't require any of their guys to do shit.
Well, they have to walk across the highway to get to their practice facility.
That too. I bet that they have a limited. I bet the number of days that they are actually wearing pads and going full contact is less than normal. I bet their conditioning program is terrible because they have lots of muscular injuries at the beginning of the year. It's just because they don't do off season correctly. They don't play their starters during preseason.
And their dietitians suck. They eat chili dogs out of slop buckets and.
Well, that's another owner that doesn't like to spend a whole lot of money, so the players probably be incentivized to stay.
Hey, they're getting a new stadium though.
Finally,
who's paying?
They should. Do they get an indoor facility yet?
They have an indoor facility
because they were renting the University of Cincinnati's, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't actually know if the Bengals need a new stadium.
Taxpayers.
Yeah, Blake got me, but they're getting one. All right. Jonathan and I were in a fun discussion during Sunday during this game, and I feel like part of it was we were arguing the same point.
We were arguing the same point.
The Chiefs' offense is currently bad.
I was just very frustrated. Because I have 3 of your players on my fantasy team.
I told you not to do that.
Well, okay, here's the thing, Austin. We're just going to talk.
The Chiefs are not a good fantasy football team.
We're going to talk real life.
It's like betting with the Chiefs. You should not bet with the Chiefs.
Pacheco would be a good.
People last year. He killed people on fantasy last year. That man killed everybody in fantasy.
My guy is old. Can we give him a break? Everyone's acting like he's supposed to be like he's in his 30s as a tight end. He's an old man.
His girl's got to go. She's got to go.
All right, let's relax.
She's got to go. It's like golfers. Once they get married, they suck.
No, maybe just Travis Kelce needs to go. That's fine. He can retire and go be happy.
I think he should have retired with his brother. Honestly, after these past 2 weeks, it's just like you and him just go do the Peyton and Eli thing and
just wait until he plays the Chargers. Every year against the Chargers, both games, he will have over 100 yards and two touchdowns every time.
Dude, I lost my fantasy game this week, because Worthy and Kelce, not even Worthy and Kelce, my kicker outscored Patrick Mahomes. So
I could have told you that Worthy was going to be bad for fantasy football. In fact, I did tell you that Worthy would be bad for fantasy.
All he has to do is get the ball one time for a big pass.
And he would have if Cam Taylor-Britt didn't have one of the coolest interceptions you will ever see.
One of the greatest interceptions ever. And my favorite is his post-game interview where he said, "Yeah, they told me to cover Worthy. I know what he's going to do. He runs in a straight line and runs real fast."
That's hilarious because guess what? He got beat by Rashee Rice on the same route for a 75-yard touchdown. And Rashee Rice is much slower than Xavier Worthy.
He's a dog.
Cam Taylor-Britt did have one cool interception, but all he does is run straight. Well, he got beat by a dude who all he did was run straight. So
I think Rashee Rice actually has a lot better route running.
Rashee Rice is the Chiefs' best weapon, and it's not close.
Yeah, it's not even close.
But yeah,
I
Xavier
am
Worthy.
starting to like your other tight end, though.
Mhm.
I'm starting to like your other tight end.
Noah Gray.
Yeah, I
I
like
love
him.
Noah Gray.
The
Yeah,
thing
he's
about
good.
Travis though is in the playoffs when it matters, he'll show up and do something. And
I mean, teams are getting smarter,
They
and
know what he's doing.
the Bengals have always done this. It's just like what the Chiefs did to Jamar Chase. The Chiefs bracketed Jamar Chase on every play.
Yeah.
The Bengals bracketed Travis Kelce on every play. It's really hard, especially as a tight end. I feel like if you're double teamed, it's hard to stand out.
And then the first interception by Pat
It
was
was terrible.
stared straight at Kelce,
Yep.
waited.
If he
Okay,
threw it
now I'm
on
messing up.
time, he would have been open. But he
And he threw
waited
that
for like
so
a
late.
second and a half.
Telegraphed it.
And then Kelce really does the best with Mahomes when Mahomes can get outside the pocket.
Scrambling.
But this was the thing that I was screaming at the TV the whole day. And it was bad. It was bad coaching by Andy Reid.
He quit
You
running
got
the
a
ball.
rookie left tackle going against one of the best right ends in all of football, and he didn't chip him one time. Like, it was just bad. They kept, like, Hendrickson had 3 or 4 sacks. He forced 3 or 4 holding calls, and
2 sacks. He had 2 sacks and 2 tackles for loss.
yeah, and they just never chipped him. And so then when you pull him, I was saying like, hey, we need to pull the guy or we need to chip, one of the two. But you can't not at least give him the chip effort. And then if he still is losing, then you got to pull him out. It's not your day. Because I mean, but like literally not double teaming Hendrickson once, that was just coaching malpractice. I really don't blame the left tackle. He's a rookie. He's going against one of the best vets in the league. The guy had his number.
Dude's a monster.
He's a monster. So that's a problem.
He knew what he was doing.
And if Hendrickson would have been blocked, the rest of the Bengals defensive line looked bad.
Oh, it was
real
just
bad.
Him. It was just him.
And all the Bengals were doing was dropping 7 in a zone coverage in the cover 2 shell and having their 4 defensive linemen. And if you put Patrick Mahomes with time in the pocket against the cover 2 shell, he will not throw an incompletion. But because he was pressured on almost every throw, you got bad Patrick that day. He had happy feet. He was throwing it late. He
just looked slow.
Yeah, he looked slow. He would try to step up into the pocket, but then try to back out of the pocket. He was just going back to what he looked like as a rookie, and it was bad.
I fell asleep during that game, to be completely honest. I took like a 25-minute nap, just right in the middle.
But in true Chiefs fashion, they still win the ball game.
I was gonna say, did you wake up for the fun part where everyone wants
to?
I
woke up I woke up for the second half. Like I woke up at the end.
Speaking of, one of the 4 members of this podcast decided to complain about it. His name was Blake Stachkowski, saying that the refs are going wild.
I watch so much football, I forget what I was even saying.
Dude, that's the problem.
It was great.
I forget half these games by the time we were
what was it again?
All right, let's go through the whole thing. So, the Chiefs' last drive is going absolutely horribly. It's 4th and 6.
Oh, yes.
They complete it for like a 25-yard gain to Rashee Rice. It was actually the exact same route that they run on the next play. Yep. He caught it in the soft zone for like 25 yards, but there was illegal hands to the face, which was a good call.
I was gonna say
on our backup left tackle who had come in. So now it's 4th and 16. The Bengals decide to just bring 3 guys. They do the classic thing that we complain about with defensive linemen on this show. Both ends run right past Patrick so he can step up in the pocket against a 3-man rush, and he throws it to Rashee Rice. It's probably going to be overthrown. The guy clearly gets there super early and also like hits him in the back of the head, and it's just bad. It's clearly pass interference. Then the Chiefs run 3 terrible plays in a row. Mm-hmm. Don't even try to get any closer, and Harrison Butker nails a 51-yard field goal for the win.
Well, you don't have to get any closer. You got Harrison Butker.
I mean, I would have liked to at least try to get closer.
Dude, that kick was good from another 15 yards back.
I get you, but like even Justin Tucker, the best kicker of all time, is now 1 of 8 in his last 50-yard field goals.
I heard that, and I was baffled by it.
Yeah,
but I guess he is getting older.
50. I'm just saying, 50-yard field goals are difficult. The distance.
The 59-yard field goal this week.
The distance isn't the problem; it's the accuracy part, right? If you don't hit it just right, you're gonna miss wide left or wide right. All of these kickers can kick it that far. It's really hard to stay accurate while you're kicking the ball that hard.
Yeah, but when you're Harrison Butker's accurate from that distance.
He's not 100% accurate. I need him for the game-winning kick. I need to get him 100% accurate.
I thought they should have thrown the ball on that second down. They ran the ball 3 straight times.
They ran the ball 3 straight times, and I did not like it.
Yeah, I
Andy
think
Reid
they should have at least.
Instead, we got Harrison Butker.
They should have tried to throw the ball.
Also, not only that, they ran the ball with the rookie who had already fumbled in the game. That was really bold.
That is a bold strategy.
But you know what? It worked. So who am I to complain? All right, let's talk about the reasons why the Bengals lost. Was it? Here are your answer choices. Was it A, the Bengals were very bad in the red zone / when they were on the Chiefs side of the field? Was it B, the Joe Burrow fumbled for a touchdown? Was it C, for the 3rd consecutive time that the Chiefs played the Bengals, Joe Burrow takes a very bad sack in the 4th quarter with a chance to win the game? Was it D, Ja'Marr Chase being a crybaby and getting a 15-yard penalty that would have given them a touchdown instead of a field goal?
I think that was so costly. I think that, oh God.
Was it E, the refs giving a bad pass interference call? Or was it F, all of the above?
All of the above.
I think it's C or D.
No, it's definitely all of the above. Like literally all these Bengals fans complaining about the one ref decision. I don't know what Ja'Marr Chase lost his mind about. I have no clue.
Someone was saying they thought maybe it was a face mask.
No, he thought it was
wrapped around the shoulders.
He thought it was a hip drop. He literally was showing the coach on the sideline.
It was all bad.
Here's the problem with sports fans. We never recognize, most don't recognize that one call. They always want to blame the refs. There's not one call that determines the outcome.
And no one wanted to talk about the fact that the Chiefs had just gotten the 4th and 6 and it had been called back for a penalty as well.
Yeah.
Statement coming from
if the Chiefs got all the calls in the end of the game, then the refs would have let that slide and the Chiefs would have got the first down.
Yeah.
But Joe Burrow, every single time I feel like we play him now, in the 4th quarter, the game is going to be close and he's going to take a sack that ends their drive. It's always on 3rd down. He takes a terrible sack and then they punt and then the Chiefs go win the game. That's just what it seems like the new pattern is.
Yep.
That does seem like the new pattern.
Also, the Bengals definitely dominated this game, but just like kind of we talked about with the Cowboys game and some of the other games, they kicked field goals, and the Chiefs, when they got in the red zone, they scored touchdowns. That's the difference.
The Bengals always give the Chiefs the Bengals and Chiefs always ends with Joe Burrow sitting on the sideline watching Patrick Mahomes take the ball.
Let me tell you, Joe Burrow was more mad than he's ever been. I really can't wait to Wednesday is the day where we will have heard what he wants to say in his press conference, because he said, don't ask me again till Wednesday, and I want to see what journalist is ballsy enough to ask him why he was so mad at the end of the game, because the answer was clearly he was mad at the refs, and I want to see if Joe Burrow doubles down.
He'll pay the fine. He's fine with it.
Yeah, I just want to. Well, yeah. Jamar
I don't think Joe Burrow's too scared to say what he thinks.
No, that's fine. Neither is Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase, now that's 2 games in a row that he really hasn't had significant targets and receptions.
Yeah.
He took a $50 million insurance policy on himself, though.
He did take a big-ass policy on himself. I think the diva aspect of some of these wide receivers, it's getting old.
I think you have to be a little bit of a diva, though.
It needs to be the fun version of a diva, though. The fun version of a diva is great. The fun
version's fun.
The
one that rolls up the window with the limo tent when the cops are asking for your license, that's fine.
But like,
when you're over on
it's
the
not even Jamar Chase's
your
contract year. So complaining about not getting your contract when it's not your year to get a contract sucks, man. Wait.
Yeah, that's kind of how this works.
And like in that scenario, when he was upset about the hip drop tackle, the ref let him say a lot of things before he threw the flag, and he just kept going. The ref even was like, hey man, like, I'm gonna have to do it. Joe Burrow is physically pushing him away, not just like holding him back. He is aggressively pushing him away, and he just wouldn't let it go. Like there's different levels to it.
Well, and Joe literally goes, "What are you doing?"
I could be a person for Jamar Chase if he'll pay me handsomely. I'll just tell you what John and Rhonda Stachkowski have told me my whole life. Just because it comes to your brain, don't mean it's got to leave your mouth.
Let me tell you, if he played for the Titans, Coach Callahan would have been asking him, "What the F are you doing?"
Yep.
Shane, you say that you have never once thought about what you're.
I've never once thought it was a good idea. No, I engage myself with what comes out of my mouth.
I think the biggest thing that actually comes out of this game, besides the Bengals being 0-2, which is amazing, the Pacheco injury, like we talked about, that's actually going to be a pretty big deal for the Chiefs in the regular season. But sometimes, I mean, it is, but hopefully the Chiefs just do what they did last year and prove that the regular season doesn't matter and just kicks it up in the postseason.
Chiefs are a little bit like the
Niners. How long until Hollywood Brown?
Hollywood Brown's out for the year.
Oh, shit.
He could only come back middle of January. So, like, in the playoffs.
Damn.
He will not play a regular season game. And that's huge. Like, the whole offensive strategy, I think Xavier Worthy would have been a great fantasy player.
If you have both of them on the
side.
side.
If you have both of them. But when it's just him, now you know as a defense that Worthy is the deep ball every time.
He's the deep threat.
Yeah.
So unless he does a good reverse, like they tried the reverse again, he got the first down, but he didn't break it off for 30 yards. He got like 10 yards.
Yeah.
Which is not going to do great for your fantasy. But
no.
The Bengals.
I get 1 point for that.
Yeah. The Bengals defense is very good against the Chiefs offense. So don't give up hope.
And if we could start doing some jet sweeps, that would be really good for fantasy.
Yeah, wait for Kelsey against the Chargers. He'll show up. He always does.
Well, I hope so, or else I'm going to figure out something.
All right. Very quickly, let's wrap this up. The other 3:00 games both suck. The Cardinals absolutely obliterated the Rams. It's almost like Marvin Harrison Jr. is actually a good wide receiver, and we overreacted week 1 and said that he was bad.
Bro, that
He had a
dude,
great day.
he went nuts.
Also, that's like the first time that Kyler Murray has beat the Rams because there was no Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
Like
there's no threat.
everyone knows if you want to beat Kyler Murray, you need your defensive tackles to be the one that get pressure because he's too short if the center of the pocket gets pushed backwards. And since the Rams don't have that, Kyler Murray could actually see his wide receivers, and it was super easy pickings for him.
Did you see that they're putting his jersey and game ball in the Hall of Fame?
Kyler Murray's?
Yes, because he's one of so many perfect QBRs in a game.
I don't really care.
They're not putting his jersey in the Hall of Fame. I feel like you should be inducted in the Hall of Fame before you can have your jersey.
It's probably going to be in like the storage closet, so no one's probably going to actually see it. I do feel bad for the Rams and the Rams fans. I know that they're in the Los Angeles area, so most of the Rams fans probably are just fair weather fans. But for those who are diehard Rams, I mean, their entire team got hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Matthew
the Rams
is still standing.
The Rams look promising, but no Puka,
no
Cooper, no
Cup's going on IR.
Yeah, Cup's going on IR. They got 3 tackles that are out. Like,
crazy.
Matt Stafford's going to be out soon because he's going to get obliterated. It's bad. I feel bad for them. Yeah. And I feel bad for everybody that watched the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Denver Broncos. It was not a fun watch. But that's that Pittsburgh football, baby. Play good defense.
Mike Tomlin will still have a winning record.
Justin Fields out here just doing his thing.
I mean, the Steelers are currently winning the AFC North, which is one of the toughest divisions in football. They have a 2-game lead on the Bengals and Ravens, which is impressive. All right. I don't have anything else. Do y'all have anything else?
No.
Even if I did, I couldn't come up with it.
I'll say it's late. We appreciate y'all for hanging in there with us. And we apologize that the NFL episodes are a bit on the longer side. We'll try to clean it up in the weeks to come. But they just keep hitting us with all the drama. Last week we had to talk about the Bengals Chiefs game or the Ravens Chiefs game for like 40 minutes. This week we had to talk about Tua for a long time and the Eagles for a long time. So we apologize. But we thank y'all for listening. Please like and subscribe and share with all the people, and we appreciate all that y'all do. And as always, have a good one, and we will see y'all next time. Make good choices.